Hope everybody is well. Hope everyone is having a good evening. Unfortunately, if you are trying to enter the room with a Fathom, not today, unfortunately. Don't worry though, if you got a Fathom, what I will do is I will try and see if I can because you guys are here, I might let you rewatch it. Welcome. Give me a minute or two. I'm just letting people in the room. Good to see so many people coming through. Welcome, Paulina, Brendan, Danny, Declan. Face Front Fitness. I don't know who that is, but welcome. Harry, Hooper, James. James, you're already on the team, but well done. Welcome. Nathaniel, Sally, Carolina, welcome. Guys, just so you're aware, I need to see faces to know if you're falling asleep, if you're awake, if you got, I need to see faces. So if you have got your camera off, obviously if you're busy or you're with family, I understand that. But if you can have your camera on, please do. It does help me so I can see if I'm boring you to death or not. Okay. So if you can have your camera on, it does help, gives me a bit of energy so I'm not falling asleep. Um, Carolina says she can't hear anything. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, all good from my side.
Everyone can hear me, right? Yeah? Cool, wicked. So Carolina, it might just be you because everyone else can hear me. Everyone else can hear me. Cool. All right. Well, let me give it a minute or two. Before I do that, I want to just get some quick bit of interaction. Anyone here, give me a one in the chat if you are a personal trainer on the gym floor right now. Just give me a one in the chat. And then if you're already doing online coaching and you've got online clients, give me two in the chat. I just want to get a bit of a feel for the room, kind of see what's happening and just know where we're at. Cool. Lots of ones, lots of twos. Cool. One and two. Great. Lovely. Okay. All right, one more. I don't be shy when I ask this question. By the end of 2024, Chantel, you can't hear. Everyone else saying they can hear me, so it's got to be something to do with you, Chantel. Oh, you ain't got your audio connected. That's why. By the end of 2024, what do you want your business to generate on a monthly basis? Okay, I want to know that. I want to know what some of the goals are. I want to know what some of your goals are. Don't be shy. 3K, okay. All right, Declan. 12K. I like that. Big numbers. Aim high. 6K, 10K. Okay. Wicked. All right. Lovely. Well, after today, hopefully we can get you there. Right. Let me share my screen. We're just going to get right into it. Everyone should be able to hear me. Good. People got their cameras on. Lovely. All right. Let me make this full screen. And then we are going to go from there. All right. Can everyone see my screen before I get going? Okay, cool. I'm seeing thumbs up. Perfect. All right. So, um, just so you guys are aware, if you got questions, either pop them in the chat or just try and remember them because we will have some time for Q&A after. It's probably going to be about half an hour to 40 minutes. Then we're going to do some Q&A and go through it like that. So I hope everyone's kind of geared up for Christmas. This is the reason I decided to do this today specifically is because I believe in the saying that success loves speed. If we wait until the new year to start working on this, like you're missing out on 10 days that you could start building the frameworks and the groundwork to your business. So specifically today, we're going to just talk about how we can grow our online coaching business to 10K per month. And that's going to be without dancing on TikTok, no crazy software. You don't need a massive following to do this. So I want to make sure that everybody understands today. I'm going to try my best to make sure that you understand how you can be a successful online coach. I'm going to show you, it says four, I'm lying. I'm going to show you three important frameworks to grow your coaching business to 10K. There's more than three, but we would be here all day if I gave you all of them. So I'm going to give you my favorite frameworks and the most important frameworks and the frameworks that if you use today, I promise you, you'll see some wins. Okay. Um, Obviously there's a ton of issues that online coaches are facing these days. Who thinks that online coaching is getting a bit saturated? Like everyone seems to be an online coach. Yeah. I think that's something that I hear a lot of coaches say, like, oh, everyone's doing online coaching, or everyone's a PT, or everyone's doing this, everyone's doing that. It's true, but there's also a million coffee shops. There's also a million burger shops. So there's nothing saturated. It's just how you stand out in the market. So I want you to remember that. Another issue is that a lot of coaches come in and don't know what to do. And that's mainly because a lot of the frameworks that we've been taught are very outdated. A lot of the frameworks, the sales mechanisms, the things that we were taught before have changed, specifically for online coaching. If we're being 100% honest, who feels like the fitness industry's changed since COVID? Like, anyone feel that way? It's like been a big shift, right? I felt that way 100%. So we need to have methods and systems that are up to date, because we can't be doing the things we were doing 5 years ago, unfortunately. If you want to make more money in today's market, that's really, if you want to continue doing what you're doing before, that's cool. You can do that. I ain't got an issue with that. But if you want to improve, then we got to kind of change. So the biggest problems that I want you to try and solve, we're going to try and solve today. If you don't have any idea on how to generate at least 5 to 10 sales calls per week for your coaching business, if that's you, then we're going to try and solve that today. No idea how to make content that actually leads to people booking calls in your diary. So if you're making content and people are not reaching out to you, we need to kind of fix that. If you have no idea how to increase your cash flow to that 5 to 10K, if you've got unclear sales mechanisms to grow your business, and if you are struggling to stand out because of how competitive the industry is, we're going to solve those problems as best as we can today. And when I say struggling to stand out, I mean you're posting content, you don't even get much engagement, you're barely getting 200 views or 500 views or even 1,000 views, you're not getting much likes or comments, and again, no one's reaching out. We're going to try our best to solve that. Some of the mistakes or the things that you've tried to solve these mistakes usually caused by some of these things. So some coaches are posting 3 to 5 times a week, but there's no real structure or marketing framework. You're just posting because you've been told that if you post content, people are going to come. I don't know about any of you, but I definitely got into like a headspace where I was like, let me post as much content as I can. That doesn't solve anything. You don't have systems within your business. So everyone here, if you don't have clear systems within the business, you're not going to collect cash. And when I say that, I'm talking about how you're actually collecting payments, looking at your monthly recurring revenue, stuff like that. If you're doing random things to try and get leads, like giveaways, free coaching, free trials, try my app for 7 days. I've done a ton of giveaways and free coaching. It never works because people just don't respect free stuff. If you don't track how many sales calls you're having in a month, again, another issue I see a lot of coaches have. Lack focus on learning how to do Facebook ads and actually convert cold traffic into warm leads. So have any of you tried Facebook ads before? Anyone? No? Okay, I've seen a couple people shake their head. If you have, give me a yes in the chat if you have. Because I'd love to know that what stage some of you guys are at. And then another thing that I see people are doing in terms of mistakes is basically your energy is in the wrong places, man. Like, you're focusing on building websites and crazy funnels and giving away these crazy free workout guides without actually fixing the real issue in your business, which is probably going to be lead generation. Okay, so if you've done any of these things, trust me, I've been there because I used to do them too. But we're going to try and solve that today. And once we fix those issues, by the way, your coaching program is going to have a bigger impact. You're going to generate more revenue. You'll be booking at least 5 or 10 calls per week. You're not going to be confused about how to generate leads, and you're going to have more testimonials, because essentially the best way to build a big business is to have testimonials so that you can make more money. Okay, because people need to believe in you as a coach, and these are frameworks that we've given to our clients, and these are people that are winning for us at the moment. 5K per month, 3K per month. Steven's done about 6K per month. Joel 20K. So just so you can see, like, these are people that are doing it for us. And it's important for me to kind of show you this, because I could sit here and talk about me today, but I want to talk about the people that we actually help. All right, cool. Before I get into this is not for everyone. So if you don't like me, you don't like the way I coach or the way I teach, you can leave the room today. I can't fit 5 years of online coaching into 6 months. I meant into 60 minutes. Clearly I was tired when I wrote this. But I'm going to fit the best parts that I can. I'm going to give you as many frameworks as I can. Also, if you're someone who gets upset or you don't like being sold to, I'm going to tell you honestly, yes, I'm going to offer you guys an opportunity to get more one-to-one help at the end of this call. If you don't like that, you can leave now. If you're an absolute beginner, this might be a little bit advanced for you, but it's fine. There's still some concepts here that you will find beneficial, but I'm just laying the groundwork here now so you can understand, and I'm being straight up with you, okay? But if you do want to learn something and how to grow your business, I'm going to give you my favorite framework. So let's go. Let's get straight into it. Cool. So the number one framework, the most important part of any process, some of you might have this already, but most people don't, is your target market, your niche. Every business on the planet has a target market. But the problem is a lot of us have very unclear target markets, unclear promise statements. So you need clarity on who you work with. When you truly define your place in the market, you will have people lining up to work with you. The reason why most coaches don't have people wanting to work with them because they don't have actual clear niche and a clear target market. And some of you may have it, but I bet if I read how you've written it out, I probably won't understand it. And I want to kind of ask a question here, and you can put your answer in the chat. What's the difference between these two promise statements? Let's go from the left. I help people get in shape and lose weight with my online coaching program. Yeah. Second one, I help perimenopausal women drop 20 pounds of fat, love their body again in 90 days using my Love Your Body program. Can anyone tell me, in your opinion, you can unmute yourself, you can talk. What's the biggest difference between these two kind of promise statements, in your opinion? You can put it in the chat or unmute. I'm not bothered. Boom. Generic, 100%. That's one. That's definitely the main one. Anyone else got an opinion? Come on, someone else got an opinion. Can't just be Declan.
The one on the right, it has a date. It has some numbers, and it has dates, and it has a time frame,
Boom.
and it's targeting the specific group of women.
Boom. So, I'm just gonna mute you again. Sorry. Okay, perfect. Yes. So this is probably one of the biggest issues I see when it comes to online coaches. Their promise statements, their target market, their niche is so generic that their content also then becomes generic, and then you are kind of there's a saying that if you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. So the biggest fear that we have as coaches is, hey, if I niche down, I'm going to lose clients, I'm going to lose people, I'm going to lose leads because I'm going to be missing out on a particular target market. But that's untrue. That's untrue. And I'll explain why in a second. One of the biggest things that I would recommend all of you guys start to think about when you start to create this niche or this promise statement is having what we call a QER, quantifiable end result. That could be a time frame. That could be a measurable result. It could be something that just involves having some clarity on the end goal. Quantifiable for me, it just needs to, I like to use numbers. But if you've got a quantifiable end result, like what is someone going to get after working with you, it has to be clear. So for us, it's very clear. Anyone that works with us for at least 6 months, we're going to get you to $5,000 a month in 6 months, minimum. Okay. If it's 12 months, we're going to guarantee 10. Okay. For weight loss, my program is 20 pounds in 90 days, minimum. And you can have a time frame. You can have like a results based promise, like weight loss or muscle gain, whatever your program is going to be about. Or if you're like an athletic coach, it could be in terms of power, speed, whatever it may be. You've got to start to think in numbers because people operate in numbers. So most coaches, too generic. That's why nobody buys their program. And what happens is your internal process becomes very messy. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story. When I started, I also had a problem with that. I just used to coach anyone, women, men, anybody. But what I realized is as an online coach, when I'm writing out my programs, it was a headache because every time I got a new client, I had to make a brand new program. So whether it was a mum, and then it was like a dad, or it was someone who played football like me. I used to play football for Crystal Palace. Like when I had those kind of things coming in, it meant that I spent so much time making new onboarding systems, new programs. Whereas when I decided to niche down, it actually made my life so much easier because I started to target men, right? My program was about working with former athletes. So what I did was I made one program based on my ideal client. Who's the perfect person for my program? Then I started making content for that ideal person. I already had a program for them. So when they came in, it was great. And then because I've already made what we call a master program, 12 weeks or 24 weeks, all I had to do was tweak it based on like their specific needs. Oh, I've got a bad knee. Can we take out squats? But the overall program was made. So guess what? My onboarding went from like 10 days to like 2 days, 1 day, pretty much, because I'm attracting one specific person. I've already got the program, like a base program written, and I ain't got to keep making new programs for women, a mom, dad, athlete. I just had one, and that makes your life easy because your internal process has now become smooth. Okay. And I spent too much time fulfilling different types of clients. And then another issue is your marketing becomes a mess. So if you're not getting any engagement, people aren't reaching out to you from your content, it's because you're not talking to anybody. When you make generic content, you ever watch a piece of content and gives that light bulb moment, like, oh, like I feel like you're talking to me. Like it feels like you're talking to me. When I see people make that type of content, I know that people are going to reach out to them. So your marketing message becomes very unclear when you're trying to serve everybody. Cool. And then the next thing is, like I said, coaches are scared to fix this because they think that if they niche down, people are gonna lose interest in their program. But you don't have interest anyway, it doesn't matter. And you might have tried this. If anybody has this in their bio, I'm going to ask you to remove it today. But if you claim to work with busy professionals, that's not a niche. Yeah. A lot of coaches, I see it all the time. A busy professional is not a niche. Everyone's busy. My dad is busy. My mother's busy. My grandmother's busy. My little sister's busy. Like everyone in my life is busy. So that's not a niche. So try to remove that. Identifying a gender is also not a niche. So just because you say I help women, that's not a niche. Okay. You really want to try and get a little bit deeper. And also identifying based on age. These are what I call lazy niches. These are like people that didn't really think about their niche. Now I'm going to give you some ideas on how to solve it. Okay. Because the hardest thing to do is actually, how do I solve this? I can just say it, but solving it is important. Now there's a few frameworks that I like to use, but the starting one is, what's your own transformation? Where were you 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago? What was your transformation as a coach? That's one of the easiest ways to get started. Who do you get the best results for? So if you already are coaching clients, like, who do you get results for? Who have you got testimonials for? Those are the best people you can use as a niche. Who do you enjoy coaching? Now, this is important. I had a program that had a mixture of men and women. I realized I preferred coaching the men. I still love my ladies, of course, but I ended up changing it, making it more male specific program. Also, my content was identifying with men more than it was with women at the time. So let me just go with that. So who do you enjoy coaching, and can you relate to the niche? If you don't have these things aligned, it can really mess you up. And then on top of that, we now need to start doing some deeper research. So we have what we call a niche mapping sheet that we give to our clients. It's really just a deep analysis of, like, if you had a perfect person, like a client avatar, like what would they actually be doing, like talking about their lives. And obviously it's a made up person, but that person does exist in the real world somewhere. So if you guys want this sheet, all you need to do is drop me a DM on IG. I will send over a copy so you can start doing your own research. But it can't just be busy professional, busy mom. It's got to be deeper than that. And my last question here, guys: who makes more cash, a knee surgeon or a GP? There's a reason why it's a knee surgeon, right? The reason is because a knee surgeon solves a very specific problem of high value, okay? Versus a GP, you go to the GP solves everything, but they don't get paid as much as a knee surgeon, right? There's a reason for that. And I just put a screenshot of one of our clients, the guy who had the 20K plaque. An example of his is, like, he helps male models and actors, so get in shape and land the best jobs and roles. So there's a couple things here. He's a model, so he relates to the niche. His own transformation, he gained weight to start modeling because he was really, really skinny. He needed to put on more muscle. And now his content is very specific because he is a model. So it's like, it just aligns perfectly. So you've got to start to think on that level. If you want to check him out, this is his Instagram. You guys can go check him out as well. So hopefully that's clear. Hopefully that makes sense so far in terms of target market and niching. This is really going to be the cornerstone to the success of your program. So that's kind of why I wanted to start with that. So step 2, sales mechanisms. Yeah, this is how we're going to book 5 to 10 calls per week. Yeah, if you're not booking sales calls at the moment, unfortunately, like, you're not going to make money. Like, sales calls and getting on calls with clients with leads is the bloodline, the lifeline of your coaching business. So I'm going to go through 3 different mechanisms that you can use. So I want you to take notes on this one, because if you do this right, you're gonna see some wins. Cool. So when you don't do this correctly, you're probably going to have less than 5 calls a week in your diary, which is not a fun place to be in. Trust me, I've been there. Your revenue might be very unstable. Sometimes you're making 1K, sometimes 2K, sometimes 3K. And because of that instability, you're unable to plan or budget correctly, right? Because if you don't know how much money you're making each month, unfortunately, life can get a little bit difficult. And I've been in that position. So if you don't have sales mechanisms, this is probably what you're experiencing. Now, the mistakes I see people making is like sending a bunch of cold DMs because someone told you to send cold DMs, but there's no strategy behind it. I'm not saying sending DMs are bad, but there has to be a strategy to it. Or on the flip side, some people don't send DMs at all because they've been told that cold DMs are bad. So you're either in one of those 2 camps. On top of that, you have no diversity in your marketing strategy. So when I say that, I'm talking about, like, you don't actually have methods that you use to get people to buy from you. And then the biggest mistake I see people are just posting and praying that people are going to reach out to you. So the post and pray method, I'm going to post a ton of videos and hopefully someone connects with me and asks me if they want my coaching. Unfortunately, I don't know how that's working out these days, but I know it doesn't work. because I've been there. I know it doesn't work. So let's go through 3 mechanisms you can do every single month. And I'm going to start from the most basic to one that's a bit more complex. All right. So the first one, we call it permission-based marketing. This is basically, for those of you that work in a gym right now, this is the most easiest. You guys do it today, every day anyway. You work in a gym, what do? You see people in the gym, you talk to them, you might help them with their form, stuff like that. Just doing that same thing, but you're just doing it online. So essentially, now that we've identified the niche, you need to start creating content that actually talks to the niche. And we're going to talk about content in a second. But you need to start making content that is very specific to that niche. On top of that, you need to now have genuine conversations off the back of this content. All right. But when you start making the right type of content to the right type of people, your engagement increases. So there's more opportunities to have conversations. This can work on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, not really TikTok, but those 3, it definitely works. Okay. Then when you do that, you book calls off the back of these conversations. If you do this at scale, right? At scale, you could probably be having about 30 to 40 new conversations a day. I will tell you guys now transparently, as a team, we're probably doing about 150 messages a day. Yeah. But they're not spam. Then we're not spamming people. We're just having we create so much content. We're just having genuine conversations. And we have a team. Obviously, I'm in there. A couple of other team members are in there. So on the basic level, the most simplest level to do this, you're going to start about 30 new converts a day based on engagement. So that's people watching your stories, liking your stories, voting on your polls, liking your content, leaving comments, stuff like that. 30 conversations a day. Now, obviously, you need a DM script that works and is effective. I could give away a DM script, but it needs to be specific to you, so it wouldn't work very well. If you get about a 50% reply rate, that will be 15 people. 10% call booking rate. So that means for every 30 messages, 15 people respond. You book 10% of those 15 people. We're looking at 1.5 calls a day. Yeah, calls booked. Let's just call it 2 calls a day. So that means across the week, Monday to Friday, we could be getting 10 calls booked in a week. Because it's organic traffic, then the likelihood is that they'll show up. So let's just call it 80% shot rate, 8 calls. If you have a 30% closing rate, my maths ain't great here, but you should be closing about 2 to 3 new clients a week. Just use this simple framework. And I haven't factored in doing follow-up messages because remember, only 50% of people would reply. Not all the time. You might have a higher reply rate, but it depends. So if that was the case, and we factor in follow-ups, we could make this 50 a day or 70 a day, because obviously people don't always respond, which is part of the game. So that's the most basic one. Now, step number 2, mechanism number 2. Yeah. Weekly webinars or going live, weekly lives, weekly webinars, workshops. Look, today, what we're doing a workshop. So things like this. Cool. What you need to do to set this up effectively is basically, I want you to look at your best pieces of content. Yeah. What are the best pieces of content that's got the most engagement or the most comments over the last 6 months? You're going to create a headline for a webinar or a workshop off the back of that content. I'll give you an example right now. Let's just say I posted a talking video about 3 ways that mums can lose fat after giving birth. Okay, boom. That video got loads of engagement about 3 months ago. I'm now going to do a webinar or a workshop, or I'll do an Instagram live or a Facebook live based on that headline. So the headline will be how to lose 15 pounds after giving birth without starving, or without starving yourself, or without going on extreme diets. Boom. And then you're going to give value. Like today, I'm giving you guys a ton of value. So you give value, have your mechanisms, teach people how to do this. Yeah. At the end of it, you're going to offer a spot on your program. So if you promote this workshop properly, promote it for about 5 to 10 days, host it at a time where you know people can attend. Try and get as many people to sign up as possible, 50, 100 signups. You can promote this organically, promote it on your WhatsApp, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Twitter. It doesn't matter. Promote it everywhere for a couple of days, make them sign up. And then what you do is at the end, you offer an opportunity if they want to take it to the next level to work with you on a one-to-one level. This is probably one of the easiest methods to sell at scale. Sell at scale. That was hard to say, but sell at scale, yeah. But it's so easy, but coaches don't do it. And they probably do it because like you might be scared that nobody's going to show up, or you know who's going to listen to me talk, stuff like that. I understand that. I've been there, but trust me, if you do it like this and you look at your best piece of content, then people will show up. If you're not making content, you need to make content so you can test it, so that we can actually see if this works. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If you get this right, you're going to build a community. Then you can sell at scale. And if you have a good niche, it works effectively. Trust me, it works like a treat. We have some clients who have like really specific niches, and this works amazing for them. To host it, I would either use Zoom, do a Facebook Live or Instagram Live. If you do Zoom, expect your shot rate to decrease a little bit. If you do a live, it's good if you've got a good audience. If you don't, obviously, then it's a bit more difficult, but we need to focus on the content side first. But this framework, it works amazing. There are a few things you're going to need to make this work effectively, but this works amazing, trust me. And the last mechanism that you can do, and I remember we can do this every month, by the way, is now you can do a 7-day, 10-day, or 14-day challenge or a boot camp. It's a free challenge, right? You're going to run this over a certain period of time. Usually, most effective, I would say, is about 7 days. I think 14 days, in my opinion, is too long, but you can do 14 days. And you're going to do a free challenge. It's so simple. You're going to promote it on your Instagram stories, on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp, on your Snapchat, on your TikTok, whatever it is. You're going to create a free group. It's going to be a free group. Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram. Any of those places I would recommend. Depends on your niche. I usually say for women, a little bit older, Facebook works great. Younger people, WhatsApp's quite good. Telegram kind of works for everybody, but keep it simple. You're going to create a free group. Now, over the course of 7 days, you're just going to give a ton of value, okay? But not just workouts. You're not just going to give them workouts every day. It's a challenge. So you're going to give them like some tasks to do. So like on my challenge, like day 1 was like a fitness test. And I make everybody do a body weight fitness test and have to post in their results in the group. Day 2 was like a nutrition test, like track your calories for the day, post a screenshot of your MyFitnessPal. Day 3, step challenge. Day 4 was like a stretch and flow challenge. And then day 5 was a fitness test again. Pardon me. So you're going to host that in a group, okay? Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, doesn't matter. Again, at the end of the challenge, then you're going to sell. Why is this effective? Well, you got to think about it. If someone spent 5 days with you and they've seen some of your methods, it's almost like a trial before you buy. They've seen your methods. They've got to know you as the person. When you get on the sales call with them, they're going to be like way more engaged with you. They're easier to talk to. They understand you. They believe in you. This works well for fitness. And I tell you, the most important part is don't just give away a ton of workouts, because that's not really what it's about. It's about demonstrating value and expertise. So throughout that, on the last day, like day 5 or day 7, you would actually do a live. So you would use this same mechanism, this one, but you would do it at the end of a challenge when you use this one. Okay. And when you do that, I would also be sprinkling in as much social proof, testimonials that you have. If you don't have any testimonials, you need to do your best today to collect as many as you can. Yeah, before and after photos, written testimonials, as much as you can. And then during the challenge, start to plant some seeds with some solid call to actions, like book your call with me, stuff like that. It's really going to help you, trust me. And just to show you how it works, one of our clients, Peter, he done it recently, 151 signups. His previous one had about 400 signups. He did a Christmas shred. Off the back of this, he's got like 15 calls booked. He's closing at about 250 to 300 pound per month. Some people are paying up front, so you do the math, you can kind of tell it's very profitable. An example here, if we break down the numbers, is 151 signups, 8 to 12% booking rate. So that means that out of the 151, about 8 to 12% should be booking calls with you. And if you're good at selling, you should be closing at about 30 to 40%. So if we do the maths, 15 calls booked, 30% closing rate. So we're being conservative. That means 4.5 people. Let's just call it 5. If he sells 5 programs at £1,500, then he'll be making this much money, right? Some people will pay monthly. Some people will pay upfront. You got to remember, yeah, that is just one mechanism, and you can do all the others while this is going on. Okay, so those are 3 mechanisms that we can start to implement straight away. Okay, now the last part, which is content. Could have put this first, but I want to put it last. Now, if you learn to make better content, this is going to help you grow your business. I'm telling you right now, you'll get mentors that will say, oh, just do Facebook ads. Yes, I agree. You should do Facebook ads. But if you don't know how to make organic content, your Facebook ads will suffer because not everyone buys straight away. So I want you to think of it like this. And I'm just going to take a quick sip of water because my throat is killing me. For you to be effective, you need to create content pillars. And this is what's going to grow your audience. If you don't have a big following now, I don't want you to chase getting a big following. I want you to think about having an engaged following. An engaged following is more powerful than a big following, because I know influencers who don't make money. So it's not about having loads of followers, it's about having an engaged follower. So the coaches who choose to ignore focusing on content, they're going to waste thousands of pounds on ad spend, because when you do ads, you're not going to make money straight away. I might put £500 or $500 into ads. It doesn't mean I'm going to make that money back straight away. But I also grew my audience through doing it. And then my organic content will nurture them so that they can buy from me in 2 months' time, in 3 months' time. So if you don't know how to make content, you're going to fail with that side of things. The cost per lead is too high, usually too high, which means you're paying a lot of money. You can't convert your current audience. So if your content is not good, your current audience are not going to buy from you. And then also, you know, your content is getting no engagement, barely any likes. Nobody's actually messaging you to sign up about your services, stuff like that. So that's why this is going to be the key. And then usually coaches do this to try and fix it. They post more content every day, but no structure. They spend money on ads, like boosting posts, but the ads are not good. They try to copy other influencers or people that are getting millions of views already. And the reason this isn't effective is because you're trying to copy someone that's already, like, they already got a formula that works. That's not going to work for you. And also they spend hours of time editing videos for TikTok and IG without actually any real strategy to that. So that's not the method to fix this. I'm going to try and give you some right now. So the first thing we need to do is build out your pillars. So you can see here, I've got videos that have gone viral, right? And this works for me, and it works for me till this day. Obviously, not every video I make go viral, but some of them do. And your pillars are going to be the most important factors here. I've given you 8 pillars. 8 pillars: value-based content, controversial opinion, mistake-based content, personal story, testimonials, blah, 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 blah. We're gonna go through 3 of these today. Obviously, there's 8. So if you want to know the rest, if you want to know more about the rest, reach out to me after this. But there's 8 here. I'm going to give you 3. Okay. And that's what's allowed me to get these kind of views when it comes to fitness content. So controversial opinion. Does everyone know who this guy is on the right? Give me a 1 in the chat if you know who this is. Cool. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's who he is. What makes him so popular? His personality and his opinions. Yeah. Not everyone can be James Smith, of course. I'm not telling you to do that, but we're looking at a pillar here. There's a reason he's so. Someone said he calls people cunts. Excuse my French. But controversial opinion. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? This is important. If you're a coach making what we call vanilla content, anybody that's in our program, so James, who's in our program, he'll hear us say it on our coaching calls. We need to move away from this fluffy vanilla content. 5 ways to grow your glutes. 2 steps to grow your bicep. It's too vanilla. You got to bring your personality to the table. So what do you stand for? I'm not saying to be rude or be Andrew Tate or anything. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying stand up for something you believe in and talk about it. You know, the benefit of this is the people that resonate with you, they're going to be attracted to you. The people that don't, they're going to move away from you. Those are not the people you want to work with anyway. So it doesn't matter. So whether it's F keto, F paleo, or you don't like cardio, whatever you don't like, stand up for it. Okay. So make content based on things you don't like. Trust me, it works. The next thing is social proof. A lot of coaches don't post this enough, but if you've got results, you need to show it off. Does anyone know who this is? Give me a 1 in the chat if you know who this is. If you don't, it's fine. Michael, stop cheating, bro. You know everyone. All right, no one knows who this is? Okay, that's great. You should go check out our page, find out who he is. But basically, demonstrate proof that you're actually good at what you do. What did I do when I started this call today, guys? I showed you about 6 of our clients who are getting amazing results, because I believe that what I do works. Some of you, some coaches, I go on their page, I wouldn't even know that they coach people. So this increases your authority. It allows you to charge more. It allows people to believe in you. So you should be aiming to post a type of testimonial at least once a week, minimum. If you ain't getting results, you need to start to think about how good of a coach you are, and we need to start looking at your coaching mechanisms and how you coach people. But once a week, you should be posting. And the last type of content I want you guys to start thinking about is giveaways, or what I call hand raises. So this is called a hand raising post. And if there's one mechanism I want you to steal today and post it tonight, if you're serious, you'll post it tonight, is this. Yeah, it's what we call a hand raiser. So it's one of our clients, Joel. I showed you before, he's doing 20K. So I'll just walk through how this works. It's a simple, like literally, it's a simple post. It's like a Twitter style post. And it simply says, due to high demand, I've created a PDF with all of the supplements that I take daily to keep me at peak performance. It's completely free, no strings attached, just a gift from me to you. Comment supplement and I'll send it over. And as you can see, I can't zoom in here, but everyone's commenting supplement, 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 supplement. And this goes down a lot. This must have had like 60 comments on it. So all he's did is given something away. And some of you are gonna say, "Oh, Jav, I ain't got nothing to give away." Don't worry, you can just make something up. You don't even got to make nothing yet. Make this post first and see if people respond. Then you can make it after. You can make it on Canva. You can make it on ChatGPT. You can make it really simple. So if there's one thing I want you to do today, copy this and do this and see what the returns are. I guarantee you will get people engaged on this post. You can do this every 2 weeks and you just mix it up with things that you give away. Okay. And the real mechanism to it is getting people to comment something. Pardon me, because when you get them to comment something, you get all the comments, and guess what? It spikes the algorithm, and then you comment back. Instagram can see that this post is getting more engagement, and then obviously more people are going to see it. So, do you do that as a post or a reel? Good question. You can do it as a normal post. He did it as a normal post. You can mix it up. Like test. I've done both. They both work fine, to be honest. But you can mix it up. And this works especially well when you know your niche. If you don't know your niche, this gets a little bit harder. So, I just showed you 8 pillars. We broke down 3 of them. You don't need all 8, but the more you do, the better you become. In terms of frequency, I would say try and post at least 3 to 5 times a week, and then just slowly increase your content, improve your content with the consistency over time. And just some basics for you guys. If you're making content, just have the most simplest things all you need. Get a lapel mic, yeah, so that your microphone sounds good and it doesn't sound like you're doing a video in a phone box. Use your back camera. So stop using your front camera on your iPhone or whatever phone you got. Use your back camera, okay? Because the front camera, the quality is too bad. And then get a ring light. Those are the bare minimums. Because if you've got bad lighting, Instagram will not push your content, okay? Those are the bare minimums. And then Facebook ads, right? So I'm gonna just add one last bit on this. If you want to scale your business, eventually you will get into advertising, right? Every big business does advertising. But you need to understand that people are not going to buy your stuff straight away. So you might do an ad, you might get 100 signups, and you might make 10 sales. Yeah, that would be amazing if you made 10 sales. But what are you going to do with the 90 people that didn't sign up? The 90 people that didn't sign up, they're still going to see your content. So if your content is not good, they're not going to buy anything from you in the future. But if your content is good and you continue to nurture that audience, then they will buy from you in the future. So your return on ad spend shoots up, it shoots through the roof. So it's important that you get good at content. It's actually the key. It's actually the key. So hold on a second. Looks like I had a bit of an issue here. Oops. Let me go back. What have I done? Give me 1 second. Whoops. What happened there? Hold on a second, team. Malfunction. There we go. We're back. Let's just recap. So let me go back here. Boom. So let's just recap real quick. First thing we talk about, refining your niche, okay? So your target market, we need to get deeper. We need to get deeper. That's the basis of your success. Establish a sales mechanism. So I gave you 3 sales mechanisms. You could literally do one today. You could if you really wanted to. And then number 3, refine your content. I gave you 8 pillars. We broke down 3 of them. Obviously, there's 5 more that we could break down even further. And that's kind of what we do with our clients in our accelerator program. So that's the bulk of it. Now, there are a few mistakes that people make from this point onwards. They'll take what I just said and start sending a ton of DMs, but they don't have any strategy behind it. They will refuse to niche down and create a target market, which means they're going to just continue doing what they're doing already. And then the last bit, which this breaks my heart, but they still procrastinate on content because of fear. Like, I don't want to put myself out there. I'm worried about what people will think about me. My videos aren't good. My pictures aren't good. You can't let that stuff hold you back. You can't do these mistakes. If you do, then unfortunately, yeah, you know what I mean. So let's put this together. You're going to need a smart DM strategy that actually works for you. Okay. You're going to need that based on what we said. You're going to need a booking system to actually manage sales mechanisms. So what I just said about doing webinars, challenges, even the permission-based marketing strategy, you will need some systems and softwares to do that. So we have a CRM software that we give our current clients that are in our program. you're going to need an effective content calendar specific to your niche. So rather than just posting and praying, you now have a simple strategy. You actually know what videos you're going to make, what pictures you're going to post. You're going to have a system behind it. You also need to structure your challenge or your bootcamp if you choose to do that sales mechanism. Again, very, very important. And the last pillar to make this successful for you is you're going to need sales training to sell your high ticket program. Because if you're going to sell programs for 200, 250, 300 pound a month, it does require some skill. It's not like just calling someone up and saying, hey Sally, do you want to buy this? No. You're gonna have to actually learn to sell your program. If you don't put these skills together, unfortunately, it's unlikely you're going to be able to get to that 10k per month, because there's a bit of effort and a bit of skill to get there. So before we go to the Q&A, like I said, for those of you that want us to help you personally put this in place, we're basically running some free assessments for the next couple of weeks, heading into the new year. And these are some of the things we'll be talking about, helping you evaluate your current sales and marketing mechanism, just based on what we spoke about. We're going to audit your coaching process, like how you're actually coaching clients. We're going to review your current content strategy. We're going to look at opportunities to scale your coaching business. And we're going to look at the weaknesses, like where are you not doing so well? Also, what are you doing well? Because you might be doing things well already, and it will give you a game plan to attack 2024, man, because that's really what it's about. And with Christmas here, obviously our diaries are a little bit limited, but there is going to be opportunity for anybody who wants to do this to get into it. So I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to book a call, and then let's do a Q&A, man. Let's get into it. All right, cool. I'll put the link in the chat for everyone to see if they want to just book that one-to-one call. Questions. Let's go. Questions. There was someone that posted a question in the chat, actually. It was someone asked me, how do you fire a client you don't want? Okay. So Michael's with us. For those of you that don't know, me and Michael, we run the OHB Academy together. Michael, do you want to answer that question? How do you fire a client that you don't want?
Who asked the question? That's an interesting one, man. But
it was Lloyd.
Lloyd, yeah. All right. When you say you don't want them, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? I'm guessing they're a bad client, right? Is he still here?
Let me check.
Why don't you want them? What's some of the reasons?
Lloyd.
But yeah, essentially firing a client that you don't want. I mean, look, you just got to see what sort of situation you're in. If you're in a place where you feel confident to do that, and I think coaching and running a business is a lot about energy. So you've got to keep a high vibrational energy just within yourself, so it's actually a good thing to fire a client if you know they're affecting you negatively. They're not serving the community. They're bringing a real negative vibe. We actually did this the other day. Remember, I did this the other day, literally. Like we just say, yeah, like I actually booked a call with her. So I'll just use our example. I booked a call, and I a place, and you're gonna come with the correct energy and everything like that. So we don't bring too much emotion in the situation, but definitely get rid of a client if they're not serving you, because there's so many clients. Like if we showed you inside our group chat, for the clients, where we have a group chat just for wins, like people are signing a client every day, like multiple clients a day. So there's so much clients out there. So if you're in a good positive place, you can go find them. If you're dealing with clients that don't serve you, it can kind of block you a bit. So hopefully that answered the question.
Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Don't be shy, man. Don't be shy. You can unmute or you can put it in the chat. I don't mind.
Yeah. I wanted to ask if but regarding cash flow, basically ways to just keep cash flow, because I think I'm I'm a guy that if I'm doing the PT and stuff, some people might say, okay, we just want to have this amount of sessions or that, just to keep the cash flow rolling. And that season, people are like, oh yeah, I'll see you in the new year, this, that, and the third. So, how do we keep the ball ticking?
Nathaniel, I know why Nathaniel's laughing. Sorry. Anyway, my answer to you, yeah,
Yeah.
is build an online coaching business, man.
Okay.
build an online coaching business, so you ain't got to worry
I
about
hear
it.
that.
The money's flowing wherever you travel. We just got back from
I
Dubai.
hear that.
Income
Yeah.
ain't changed. I'm about to go to Miami. Income ain't changing. So,
Yeah. Massive.
online coaching business is the way to prevent that from affecting you.
Yeah.
You need to have
And
an ecosystem anyway. So online coaching fits in the ecosystem. Because what most PTs have, you just have one service that's dependent on you being there. So if you've got a client who has a family member who lives in Australia, you can't serve them. They're gonna go to
yeah.
their whoever. Or if
Look.
you have, so you need an ecosystem. So even if you want to still do PT, it actually makes more sense to have online coaching as well, thriving as well.
Okay. Can I just say as well, just with that in mind,
Yeah,
since COVID happened, and obviously I think the game has changed since COVID. It's
100%.
like for me, I feel like I'm still riding the Flintstone train or whatever. People are moving on, and it's like this the online coaching thing. Still, I don't feel has been defined to me clearly exactly what that is. Like when I hear online coaching, I've got 3 different things in mind. I haven't yet feel like I've cracked it. Like what is like to me? Is it just going on Zoom and then just being there, or like how are you able to leverage time with this online?
I'm gonna give you a task on that one, yeah. So I need you to
Okay.
go to our podcast, yeah, and
Yeah.
listen to the podcast on how to build your online coaching business.
Okay.
Because at this, like, yeah, whatever you're trying to thrive at, we gotta be a bit more on the ball and ahead of the game. So you can't be in the industry and you don't know what online coaching is right now in this day and time. Because 2024
Yeah.
is coming around now. AI is
Yeah.
here. So much. It's a very fast moving industry. But yeah,
For
so
sure.
definitely watch that because I can give you a brief.
Windows PC. Who's Windows PC? Could you just say your name? I want to call you by your name. Sorry, I don't want to call you Windows PC. But they said, I've seen your post on Dubai. How effective is it to attend such events? Sorry, what's your name, Windows PC? Sorry,
Winston.
say again.
Winston.
Winston. Okay, wicked. So to answer your question, it's very effective, man. I would say traveling as a whole is very important because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when you're in England and you work in the gym and I don't know, sometimes I just feel like you don't expose yourself to the possibilities of what fitness can do for you. When we went to the event and the other events we go to, we see coaches that are making hundreds of thousands, some people making 7 figures, 8 figures off of fitness, the thing that we love. So when we're just stuck in the gyms and we're charging £30 an hour for a PT session, or we're doing £50 a month for our online coaching program when it should be 200 or 300, we don't realize how big, how valuable our service is because we change lives through fitness. Like fitness literally changes people's lives. So um, events like that open your mind up. That's really what I would say. And the traveling opens your mind up. And I don't know, Michael, you might have something you want to add to that, but that's what I
Yeah.
would say.
That's
I think I'll
exactly how
just
I would have said it.
maybe I'll just add on to further my question is we have met a lot of people, like some people have seen us on Instagram, some people have seen us on like Facebook, and then we tend to meet them in person. They're not much of like online people who want to be like to get the they want the physical training to be done. So my question was linked to this, like how can you be able to manage the two? Later you have traveled, people have seen you, yes, the some of is how can you manage like in-person training and then online business?
So is that how you manage both of them, or how do you funnel people in, like to know who to offer to online, who to offer that? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, kind of balancing the two. Huh?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I mean, it's all about knowing your numbers, right? So I would have like a base amount that I know that maybe I'm making currently on gym floor. So let's say I'm making 3K on the gym floor right now, right? £3,000. I would say, okay, cool. My goal is to keep this here and whilst building up my online coaching business. Because if my online coaching business can replace that, it can go to 3K per month or 5K per month, then that's like ever expanding because it's really scalable. So if I do that through having 20 clients or 15 clients, then I can use more time to basically turn that to 30, 45, right? So I would kind of keep the 3K as a basis. So I don't know, maybe I need 12 clients on the gym to have that. And I'll basically run at capacity. So I'll tell people I'm at capacity right now, and then I'll focus on building the online coaching business. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll even increase the prices of the PT as the online coaching business grows. So I even need less in-person clients to keep that same £3,000. And then someone else asked this in the chat. So when people are really they're prone to wanting the in-person, you need to explain to them about results. Okay, you need to start selling results and you need to talk to them about their goals. If you talk to someone about their goals, that's going to make them change their way of thinking. So do you want the input? Are you in love with the in-person or are you in love with the results? Do you understand? And then some people will still contest. And then that's when you want to introduce like a hybrid. Okay. And that's basically where they will start with PT maybe, and they'll do it on a limited time. And then they have to go online. And you explain to them that that's the natural progression anyway.
Cool. Knox, you got a question? You want to type it or unmute?
No, I was going to. So no, thanks very much for the useful nuggets and the time that you've come back spent, going through stuff. Well, I just wanted to find out, like, in terms of your packages, is it something that you can break down for us in terms of, like, the different tiers that you have in terms of the systems that you'd be like helping clients with?
Like to help you grow your
Yeah,
business.
to help me.
Okay.
Break down, like, I'm
So
just sitting here and I'm thinking,
yeah.
I might book a call, then I'm looking at financially, it's not feasible for me when then I book that call. So it's trying to sort of like kind of waste your time as well after sort of like kind
Don't
of
worry,
booking
you won't waste our time, bro. That's the point. That's the whole point of the call, to get to know where you're at. But we have a
Yeah,
few different levels, so it's just based on where you're at right now. So um we can send you a survey, and it just depends on what you put in the survey. We'll kind of decide what we think would work best for you. So we have a few different levels, so I can't give you like a specific answer because everyone's at different levels with their business. Do you know what I mean? So
so
that's
is it based on where I'm
it's
at?
yeah. So what the best thing for you to do is book the call and fill out the survey, and
Yeah,
then we'll be able to help you with where you would fit best working with us if you wanted to do that. Do you know what I mean?
sure. Thanks very much for that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Cool.
Any other questions, team? What's the time? I've got another 5 minutes, so come on, use us. Don't be shy. Don't be sitting there dying to ask a question and don't ask anything.
I've got a quick request as well. Can everyone tell me what region? I know the webinar is about getting to 10K per month, but in 3 months, so let's say from January to March, can everyone tell me what their goal is? Just put it in the chat in terms of a number of what you would like to get to from online coaching. So if you'd like to make an extra 2K per month, an extra 5K per month, extras, like, can everyone just put that into the chat, please? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Please be bold in it. If you're on this call, make sure you put that in. You can't expect to make something that you're not even willing to say or mention. So let's kind of do that. All right, I'm gonna just see what the averages are. So 1 to 2K per month, extra 3K, 5K, 3K, 5K per month, 2.5, 8K. Cool. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do something really quickly. I'm just gonna run through and ask everybody what one thing you're gonna do to get there within the next 3 months, right? So I'll actually just ask the people who've put in because that makes sense, right? So let's start with M4, that M4L or something. You can type it in the chat or you can unmute. What's the one thing you're gonna do to get there? 8K is a big goal, so you gotta back that. All right, Windows. Is not what you're trying to make online.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'll expand it to online later.
Okay, so how are you gonna get there? You didn't really say how you're gonna get there, bro. How you gonna get there? What's the one thing you're gonna do?
Yeah, try to engage people, huh? Like sports
Okay,
personalities, like uni students.
okay,
No,
yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no,
I'm not
no, no,
sure. I
no.
don't
What are you
really
gonna
understand.
do?
I'm gonna
No, no.
move.
Listen, what are you gonna do? Tell us what you're gonna do. I want to know what you're gonna do. Give me an action. What's that piece of action you're gonna take to get it done?
Okay. Like go down to them exactly, like encourage them to come and do the workout. So
All right, we'll talk to
Okay,
you
okay.
after, bro. I think we can help
I'm
you
gonna
out. We'll
move on.
talk.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna move on. I'm not. I just want to know if someone actually knows or not. This is no big deal. Harry, do you have anything in terms of do you know what you're gonna do next move? Evaluate my business and my niche. Focus my online content on my deep niche to engage with people that think the same as me.
I like that.
I love that. Who's next?
You skip Nathaniel.
Can I skip Nathaniel?
You did.
Nathaniel.
For me personally, I think it's more posting engaging content rather than just like physique updates, stuff like that, and then reaching out to people from there. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So content, you're gonna focus a lot on content, yeah?
So yeah, content and then actually like DMing people, getting conversation started.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Do you have clients already? Do you have online clients already?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm mainly in-person PT, but I've started switching to online now. Yeah, yeah.
How much you been charging?
For online, 150.
Okay, okay. It's a bit low, isn't it? Why
Yeah,
why
yeah, yeah.
150? Any reason, or you just thought that was the general price to charge?
I used to have another mentor before, and when I first started online, I was charging 100, but then we pushed out to 150. Said that's like a good sort of standpoint, like to start at. So I think for me, I wanted to sort of build a bigger client base, and then push the price up a bit more, and so basically just get the client base first, and then push it up. But then listening to you two, obviously, I think I might need to push it up now, and then that's when people are going to start coming at that price.
Yeah, yeah. Because if we say you're trying to get to 2.5, yeah,
So an extra 2.5, yeah, yeah.
an extra 2.5. So if you're charging 250 a month, that's 10 clients. If you're charging 150, that's what 50. That's 16.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of makes you, yeah. So all right, cool. But at least you got something in your mind. I'm gonna ask 3 more people, and then the rest, if you want to say it, then just shout it out, and we can kind of help you here and there with anything. Quasi, I'm gonna read out because I see people take it proactive. Declan said, niche down, make content that targets that audience. I offer some free 7-day trainings on IG and Facebook. I also do some free work to get people results, show my prospects what my services can do for them. So you're just starting, so you're trying to get to 1 to 2K. Rachel, change women's lives online with a program to reverse an awful diet culture. Working on my avatar, my niche, build systems, resources to add to my client, build my strategy for SM content to attract more clients who resonate with me. I'm only recently qualified to charge 150 at the moment, but I want to push to 250, 300. I feel I need to add value. You said that, Rachel. Yeah, that's a really good point, man. A really good point. But I think one way you have an advantage over a lot of people, Rachel, is because you already know who you want to target and you've got a niche. So you could charge, so you've got more authority to charge 250 to 300 right now because you're talking to a specific person. So it's that whole thing about the specialist and the generalist. So I think you can start doing that ASAP. Yeah, so that's a good one. And then Quasi said, give away a free workout a week as content building. Nice, nice. Yes. So I just wanted to get an idea of what people are doing. I think you can kind of see that it's important to have a specific game plan to get to that goal. What I can see with a lot of you is there's some great ideas, and there's definitely you've taken in some nuggets from today, but you do need to get a lot more thorough to even get to the 5K per month regions. So we've got to look at things like client management, your lead generation on a day-to-day basis, okay? Your niche, your sales calls, because obviously, it's all good saying you're going to charge a certain amount, but also just how you sell it as well. And also events. So things like that you do on a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis. Because remember, it's New Year's, right? So that's a big thing. That's an event. So you want to plan stuff around it. So I think that's the benefit of kind of seeing if you can work with someone. So we try to cater to everybody, right? To have something that can work for, because our niche is PTs in general, right? We want to help PTs who want to thrive, right? So we know that those of you, like, many of you are coming at different standpoints. Maybe you can afford this, maybe you've been doing it for longer, whatever. So
So I've got an online challenge that finishes tomorrow, and I'm sending out like Christmas cards as like thank yous for everyone that's partake in the challenge, with a like small discount code to use with me to coach in January. But how would you say to kind of like follow up with that and like push? Because at the minute I'm in person, and ideally like I like what you said about basically saying there's a set period that you'll do in person for, and then you kind of the natural progression is you transition online. But how would you say to kind of push these guys who have had as an online challenge to get them onto like the full program?
hey, how many people you got in that?
22, I think. 22, 23.
Okay.
You ran it all online, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Where did you do it? Let's give everyone some game. Where did you run it on Facebook? Was it a group chat? How did you...
So I put up posters and stuff around the gym. I work in the gym, so I put up posters there that like people could sign up to, but were like made it very clear that like I was not doing in session, so that like in-person sessions with anyone, like all the coaching was done online. And then I put everyone in a WhatsApp group and created their programs and stuff on Google Sheets.
Okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice. Nicely done. Yeah, we do it a bit different with the challenges, but regardless, it's still good. Yeah, I would basically, I'll give my answer and I'll let John give his answer as well. 22 people,
Mhm.
even if it was 100, I'd contact them all personally
Mhm.
and I'll find out what their goals are, and I'll have an actual good conversation and I'll convert as much as possible. And now with what I know, I would probably like get 50% of people that I talk to work
Mhm.
with me at some capacity online. Do you know what I mean? And even if the other 50% was real adamant that they didn't want to pay or whatever, I'd probably even give them a free trial. But I think at this point in time, because how many online coaching clients have you got?
I've only just started, so like that was my first funnel to try and get leads. So
Yeah,
I have one client, one like actual full paying online,
yeah.
and like
How much you
no,
charging?
I think it was. I'm only at like 150. I feel like I
Okay,
don't. I think there's just a mental game. I think when people first start online, everyone just starts at 150. I think it's
yeah,
the
yeah,
time
100%.
behind.
I get it, because especially where you're PT and you're used to it, and I think with everyone, agree, put like thumbs up if this is right. You kind of doubt whether the online works as well as the PT in the back of your mind, right? Does anyone else get it when you first start? So
I
I get what
think
you're saying.
I think more so with me. So like I'm Salford based in Manchester,
Yeah,
and so my in-person can't be less than my online because that wouldn't make sense. But the like demographic I have in person.
Wait. Why wouldn't it make sense? Tell me why it wouldn't make sense.
She said she charges less in it because she's in Salford. How much you charge an hour?
So I don't do hourly either. Everything's per
Okay.
month. So I'll do my in-person is 180 a month for 1 hour a week.
Yeah, so you charge per hour, but you just do it a bit differently. So divided by 4, so you charge. So 180 divided by 4, so 45 an hour, basically.
Yeah, but I have, so basically the way I work it is that my online and my in-person pretty much get exactly the same from me besides that extra hour. So like they'll get programming outside of the gym, like a full session. The in-person, it's predominantly just like exercise execution in their 1 hour session.
Yeah.
So if there's specific exercises that they're needing like direct help with like form and stuff, then that's kind of what I play it as instead of like me just going through a training session with them.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm with you. So in terms of how to convert as many as possible, it's the personal approach, because what everyone does is sends out broadcasts or they send emails or whatnot. When you've got high volume, then you have to do that. But with those amount of numbers, you want to take the personal approach. You need help with your offer. So my biggest advice to you, and this isn't me plugging us, I'm saying that you should probably book a call with us, see how you can work with us at some capacity. But even at the lowest capacity of you working with us, you'd have access to like our offer pages, how we structure offer our sales calls. You can watch Javan Self Fitness for £3,000 completely online packages. Do you feel what I'm trying to say to you? And that's going to give you the confidence to be able to bring it to people and charge the 250 like it's nothing. Do you feel what I'm trying to say to you?
And the biggest thing to add to that is like, I understand the mindset, but what you need to ask yourself is, does this person care whether I'm holding their hand in the gym or I'm giving them a plan, or do they care as long as they get the result? What do they care more about?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, that a lot of them, like, they don't feel like they can do it without having their hand held.
It's
Like,
how you position it. It's how you position
It's
it.
the sales. It's the sales.
Yeah. So then it's the
literally
sales and the offer. Yeah.
It's the
It's
conversation.
the sales. Because I understand 100% understand, because I was there. Like, people want me there in the gym. Like, they don't get it.
yeah.
But once I worked out how to position it, where it's like, okay, well, you know, this is the result you're gonna get. I make them results focused, so they focus on the result rather than the process. Because I don't care how you cook my meal, as long as the meal tastes good. Yeah, as long as you put no nonsense in there, good. I'm good. So it's about the result rather than the process. Just remember that.
It's how you get them there, and it's a sales thing. And it's like we've like I said, we paid a lot on mentorships, and we've been in mentorships that were highly sales focused for fitness, where we've done a lot of sales training, because it is very different to selling in person on the gym floor. So we've done a lot of that training. We've got the calls recorded. We've got objection handling recorded as well. It's just an objection, and there's a lot of human psychology involved in handling an objection, especially online, where you're not face to face with them do you know what I mean? So yeah, but the big clue there is the result focused. That's the big clue there, you're result focused, and then just getting good at sales calls as well.
Rachel said, I was thinking a group program through funnels initially to get clients in, making outlets. Is there a question behind this one, Rachel?
Russell's got a quick one as well, but yeah, Leah, book a call. Call them lot. You're gonna make enough money from that anyway if you do what I just said. Call those lot, like address them personally, like actually like you care. Talk to them. What's their goals? Find out about that. Do you know what I mean? And you will convert 50% of them. But it has to be tailored. You have to tailor it to who you're talking to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's why I've gone with like literally handwriting the Christmas cards to like make it feel personal, like just being like, oh, like it's so nice to get to know you this like through the challenge. Like you've done really well with like your nutrition, like those that specifically like came to me struggling with that side of it. But it was more just because I have from that like created like my ideal client avatar, which a lot of them don't fit into, but I still think that I could help them.
Yeah, of course. You're just getting started, so that's all right to if you're already working with them. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.